Welcome back, man. So we're gonna get into a popular discussion right now. So basically, the past couple of years, there's been a discussion. People are basically saying like the big man's dead. More specifically, the center position is dead. But then this year, you could arguably say that the top two MVP candidates are Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic. Um, so like the question raises: are centers back? Like, what do people think about centers? But then more specifically, like I guess the question I want to pose to you guys, like now, if you're building a team, would you pick a ball guard or a guard, a wing or a big to start your team off? I'll shoot to you, Kev. Who are you starting with?
Easy answer is wings still. One season doesn't define shit for me because who's winning these championships? Who are the favorites this year? It's not the Nuggets and it's not the Sixers. Although they're contenders, they're definitely not the favorites by any means. So favorites is a team with Kevin Durant and LeBron James and or Kawhi Leonard still. It's just that simple. So until that changes, I'm cool. I think the better discussion would be the big man that looks like Joel Embiid. Because I think Jokic is a completely different animal. And obviously, he'll never die if you can hit threes, pass the ball as good as a guard, post man's up, literally do everything on the court. That could never die. I think the better question is a man like Embiid who is legit back to the basket. Like a Shaq, like a Hakeem maybe, like a Patrick Ewing, those type of men. I think that's a good question. But if we're honest, he's the only one, right? So I don't know. I think for me, wing 100%, no question. They're the only ones winning championships right now, and
I wouldn't
I
even
don't.
say that Embiid in those molds only because like he shoots the ball bare, like he shoots bare mid range jump
So did
shots
Hakeem still.
a
So did
game,
Hakeem.
but he also will go out and shoot his fair share of 3-pointers as well.
Yeah, but I think that's just like the modern aspect of it. But I'm talking about like a true back to the back because I don't think Jokic and Embiid are comparable, other than the fact that they're centers.
I think Embiid and Anthony Davis are more similar.
Nah, I see Anthony Davis's face up.
Yeah, he's a
more so
face
than
up
me
force.
still.
So
But so is
but
Embiid, fam. Like Embiid faces up
not,
bare when he's in the post.
But I feel like Embiid is like Hakeem, where he's catching that mid post. He's gonna face you up. He can look to shoot it. He can put his back to the basket, hook shot, drop step. Like he's getting to the line. I think AD and Embiid are definitely more comparable than Jokic and Embiid, but I still don't even think that's like a good comparison. I think Embiid's like alone in one of those guys that are literally just going to demand post touch with his back to basket. Like, let's be real. As much as we love Anthony Davis, in the post, like he's not that effective. Like he's good, but he's not that effective. He gets his buckets a variety of ways: lobs, putbacks, running the floor. Like way more variety than a guy like Embiid. So I don't know. It's tough. He's by himself, and I don't think Embiid can win a championship right now. Honestly, like I don't think, because I think rubber meets the road. He can't get the bucket, and I think that's the issue I've seen with these guys come playoff time.
That was triggering, but I'm gonna go past that. But in terms of like the question, that bigs are definitely back, and you can see them in all shapes, sizes, and flavors right now. Even down to a guy like Bam Adebayo, who is a big. He's not the biggest of bigs, but he's still a big. And what he does, he's in that type of Jokic type style. The only difference is that he's way more athletic than Jokic. So to me, they're definitely back. Whether or not I want to start my team with one of them, it depends on the type of big that I have. Jokic, obviously, you can start a team with him because you basically don't need a point guard when you have a Jokic. You need two shooting guards, right? But then also guys like Anthony Davis, Embiid, because of what they do on the defensive end, coupled with the fact that they can go out there and get you 30 a night, is also something where I'm saying, yeah, I would build my team around them as well. In terms of what's winning championships, yeah, the wings are still winning championships, but I feel like it's not necessarily the wings, it's the big playmakers, like the players that are 6'6" plus, that can score the ball, that can shoot the ball, and that can pass the ball. Guys like, that's why I'm so big on a guy like Ball. Guys like Luca, James Harden kind of fits in that mold, 6'5", but like those type of players are the ones that's winning championships that I would want to build around. But definitely, I don't think the center is too far behind that, because centers nowadays, bro, like they're so multi-talented. They do so much different things on the floor that I'm like, if I have to do it, I'm not gonna cry over it.
I mean, like, I'm taking a wing. And the reason why I'm taking a wing is because I feel like that's the most effective position. Like, you can get the most from that position. You're a Swiss Army knife. You can score, defend, do whatever you need to do. Like, you look at some of these things that we ask these wings to do, and it's actually ridiculous. Like, we ask them to score, we ask them to play make, we ask them to defend the best man on the other team, arguably, depending on what team they're playing, and also be the leader. Rebound. You know what I mean? They have to literally do it all. And if it's anything short of that, then we start to say, oh, you're not one of those guys. That's why it's hard for guys like Tatum to, claim the crown, because look how Tatum's playing, but yet he's still not considered to be like a premier wing, right? Yet, right? So I think I would definitely take a wing just because of the versatility that they bring. But then I'm starting to realize that, like, the importance of a guard may not be that much. Like, if you can get a competent guard to pair with a wing, that's good enough. So I'd rather go with the big second, kind of going off of what Chris said. Like I don't know.
The problem is with the guards is that it's too much of them.
But you
And
see, the
they're
thing is,
all
it could
too
be
good.
too much of them. But even if you're better than most, I just don't know what I'm gonna get from you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just find that, like, with guards outside of like Damian Lillard, like, you could hit a slump and it's gonna hurt the team a lot more than if like a wing hits a slump or a big hits a slump. Because even if a big hits a slump, he's more than likely still playing defense, ideally. Right? A wing is still going out there doing that. If the guard's not going out there and scoring the ball, what are you really doing? You know what I mean? Like,
unless you're Chris Paul or you're 2014 John Wall type of shit. Like,
but even those guys haven't won shit, though.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, for me, as Rob said, that's what I'm saying. As Rob said, right? Mans are looking at wings to do everything. As much flack as we give a man like Trae Young, at what point have we complained that he's not getting on the glass?
Yeah,
at what point have we complained that these guys are not getting on the glass? But we complain if Tatum's not getting assists.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair. Those men have to do everything. And if you're not doing how Chris has come on here and got on Kawhi for not being a playmaker, similar to his other peers in LeBron James and KD, right? When do we get on a guard for not rebounding? That's something they're not supposed to. But we look at a wing. If you're good, you're supposed to be able to do everything. Defend, be in the passing lanes, get rebounds, play make, literally everything. So I'm taking that guy every single time because as the guards are a dime a dozen. If you're not elite, this is the thing about the guard position. If you're not elite, you're no better than the next man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's so much of them, and they all can
but
shoot.
Here's the
score,
thing. Here's the thing, though. As a center, if you're not elite, you're no better than the next man.
Nah, because fam, I can name 10 centers right now.
Okay, and then after that, it's few and far between a Daniel Tice and a Wendell Carter.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the same thing with
the wings.
The wings, yeah, it's
nah, because you have an OG. You have an OG who's way better than the replacement guy. You have a Bridges that's way better than the replacement guy.
Yeah, but those are specialty guys. You can find specialty big men as well.
Who?
Like you can have a guy like Rashawn Holmes. You wouldn't necessarily name him off the top of your head, but he's a bucket. Like he's a guy that's going out there 60+%.
You probably can't name 7 better centers than him in the league right now.
Yes, I can. Off the top of my head, Bam, Goobs, Jokic, Vooch, AD, Embiid. That's 7.
Okay.
You might have got you.
No, you're right there. No, you got me because there's some you left out still. But again, I'm looking at a man like Rashawn Holmes. I hear you, right? I'm looking at a man like Rashawn Holmes, and let's keep it a buck. Mans don't rate him like that.
Definitely,
that's what I'm saying. Like he might not be a starter next year. I'd hope he is. He deserves to be one. But I think when I talk about value above replacement, what's the difference if you're not elite? A man like Eric Bledsoe could back you up. Ricky Rubio could back you up. Look at Ricky Rubio starting over D'Angelo Russell. I can make the argument right now that Rubio is better than D'Angelo Russell.
Wait, hold on. D'Angelo Russell's coming off the bench?
Yes.
But they're saying that it's because they want to work him back in.
Nah, that nigga's garbage.
Because he's shit.
That nigga's garbage.
It's because he's shit.
That nigga's
That's my point, man.
Even look at guys like Enes Kanter, specialty rebounder.
Nah, but that man gets cooked. Have you seen that man's plus minus?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like he has a specific skill that can
But he,
help you depending on what team he's
but
on.
hold on, you're talking about a man that's a career backup. As good, we can watch Enes Kanter drop 20 and 20 in any night, and what will they do when Nurkic is healthy? Toss him out there to stink up the court. Man like Micheal Bridges, if he's on your team, he's playing.
Facts.
He's probably even playing the most minutes because you need him. OG, like, and even those mans, we're gonna look at OG in a couple years and say, what point are you gonna put the ball on the floor?
He has been doing. He has been.
No, I know, but I'm
mean,
saying,
like,
mans
to the
are
level of the
asking for
elite
them.
wings.
I'm saying, mans are gonna ask for him to start doing those things. You being an elite defender and hitting shots when you're asked, getting dunks is not enough if you're a wing.
It isn't. They are. I'm not even trying to like. I'm not even trying to argue that. Like, they are the most demanding. They have the most demanding position for sure, and it should be like that because their body is it's comparable as it's not big enough where I can't
They're
say
in
you
between
shouldn't be able
still.
to
They're in
dribble,
between still. Yeah.
and you're not small enough where I can ask you to defend. So by virtue, I want you to be able to do a little bit of everything, which is I feel like it comes with the territory, and we've seen it been done by so many players already. It's not like it's Jokic who's like far away the anomaly. Like we've seen Bearmans be able to do it, so it's fair to me. You should be able to. If I draft a wing, I want you to be able to play in all facets of the game.
But that's the point, though.
That's why you're taking it first.
When you draft a guard, you're not worried about if this man's catching boards. You're literally not. If he is, and you know he is, it's a plus. But when have you ever seen a man get knocked for his lack of rebounding at the big? But if a man can't put the ball on the floor or passes or has no playmaking skills as a wing, they're gonna knock you.
Facts.
And so again, I'm not saying it's unfair. It is like I understand you're in between, so you're the guy that we can look to do everything. But that's why it's the most important. I don't think it's close.
Yeah,
because even Chris talking about Dorian Finney-Smith, if you put Dorian Finney-Smith's talent into a center, that man's not playing minutes. I promise you.
Bro, the thing about it is like, again, I'm choosing a wing as my number one starting position to build a team around because it's not hard. Like the wings win, especially recently. The wings win. It's what it's been, right? Larry Bird, Jordan, Kobe, right? LeBron. The wings win. That's all it is, man.
And even Kobe and like Mike aren't even like the traditional wing as we're talking
True.
about now, because those mans were like 6'6", right? Like we're talking about the 6'8",
6'8", 6'9", 6'10", maybe 6'11", 7 foot Kevin Durant. Like,
okay. Let's settle this. How tall do man think Kevin Durant is? Yeah. How tall is Kevin Durant?
KD 7 foot tall.
He's not 7 foot. He's not 7
He's
foot.
6'10",
He's 7
fam.
foot tall, fam.
Yeah. He's not 7 feet.
I remember watching the Team USA. Remember
The
when
one
they had
picture
that
with DeMarcus Cousins, man.
when DeMarcus Cousins was 2 inches shorter than the man.
I don't care. I don't
bro.
care.
So what's DeMarcus? 6'9"? Come on.
Nah,
bro.
but it could have been any type of angle.
Bro.
It could have been anything, bro. Like
it was a straight ahead shot. What are you talking about?
Man's can't just claim to one picture as to what his height is.
It was a straight ahead shot.
Bro, I think he's the same height as Paul George, 6'10".
Paul George is not 6'10".
Oh, Paul George is 6'10".
Oh my.
Have you seen Paul George?
He's not listed 6'10" still.
He has to be 6'10".
Paul George is definitely not 6'10".
He's not listed 6'10".
He's definitely taller than
Probably
LeBron.
like 6'8".
He's listed at 6'8" still.
Yeah, he's like 6'8". He's not taller than Bron, fam.